It's coming home to Evansville. On their march to today's Class 2A state final, the Memorial Tigers scored over 40 goals in postseason play, but all it took was one well-timed Ella Hamner goal to seal the deal. Let's get to the highlights. There was a clear contrast in style between the Tigers and Mishawaka Marion. The Tigers really trying to force the issue and bringing the pressure early and often. Jacqueline Brazil nearly had the opener just a few minutes into the game, but it was well handled by Ainsley Butler for Mishawaka Marion. This game went into the break level at 0-0. The second half brought much of the same. Memorial would finish with 16 shots on target, including this effort from Avery Zeller. But again, Ainsley Butler was there to stop it, so to overtime we go. Not much happening in the first overtime. With just over a minute left in the second overtime, a moment of magic as Kennedy Neighbors finds Ella Hamner with the cross, and Hamner sends it home. Game, set, match, Memorial take the crown for the 5th time in school history, 1-0. Back home in Evansville, the party didn't stop. Coach Angie Lensing says she's proud of the way her team played and is thrilled to come away with her 4th title as a coach.
I think in the game of soccer that can happen. You can dominate a game and unfortunately come away with a tie or a loss. However, this team has the mentality of playing a full 80 minutes and plus some with overtime. And they absolutely kept fighting till the very end, which resulted in a goal in the last minute and a half.
Angie Lensing says they were ready for penalties if it came to that, but she's happy her team found the breakthrough at the right time. Memorial Athletic Director Matt Weber says the school will honor the team at an assembly on Monday. Big city-county rivalry game tonight at Raz Stadium as Owensboro begins life without Gavin Wimsatt, who left after 3 games to enroll early at Rutgers. But Coach Jay Fallon said they were ready and prepared for that. How prepared were they? Roll the highlights! It's the Red Devils taking on Owensboro Catholic as they're getting ready to storm onto the field there. And we've got the opening drive. Check out this circus catch from Braden Mundy. He turns that catch into a nice game, setting up a 1st and goal. But it's the Red Devils who open up the scoring with his Kenyatta Carbon scamper in the first quarter. 7-zip Owensboro high. But the Aces put up a fight. Braden Mundy again. Check this out, the catch, and he's off to the races to tie this one up at 7 apiece. No Gavin Wimsatt, no problem. The Aces gave them a test, but the Red Devils roll in this crosstown clash. Owensboro wins 35-7. Apollo hosting North Hardin. Let's pick this up in the second half. Check out this catch and track by Evan Miller for the first down. Nice work there. This game is all defense. Check out the defensive back here, reading the play and breaking up the pass. That is textbook stuff there. Excellent play by the defense. A little bit later on now, the Eagles defense is standing tall with the stop by Morgan Eanes, sniffing out the run there. North Hardin again trying to establish the run, but Caden Howard says no. Apollo get back on their winning ways in a defensive slugfest. The Eagles win 10-7. So a good night for some home cooking in Owensboro, Randall. Apollo and Owensboro High taking care of business on their home turf. Randall, back to you. Very interesting matchup there in Owensboro, but we've got plenty more action all across the tri-state. Sticking in Owensboro, we've got a crosstown battle between the Eagles and the Aces. Apollo leads 20-14 in the second quarter. Greetings from Victory Field here in sunny Indianapolis, where there's a lot of questions about tonight's state baseball finals. Can Southridge finally get that state title after 2 championship game losses? Can Jasper get their first state title in over a decade? Can DuBois County become the county of champions? Noah, there was plenty of excitement as the Korn Ferry Tour Championship wrapped up today. The matchup between Joseph Bramlett and Trey Mullinax went down to the wire. And some of the fans I spoke to today say they just had a good time following the action. Randall, you know this, I know this. The golfers here and at home will know you drive for show and you putt for dough. Welcome to White Plains, Kentucky. It's home to about 800 people, but it's also SportsCenter anchor Michael Eaves' hometown.
We all come from somewhere, and we all have to be proud of where we're from. I had a really good childhood growing up. There were some challenges, but like so many other people in Kentucky, we've gotten past those challenges to go on to be very successful at certain things.
Michael Eaves has lived across the country, from Lexington to Los Angeles, from Memphis to Bristol, Connecticut. But he says he's still proud of his roots here in White Plains, Kentucky.
Everyone who comes to work on our Bristol campus knows that I'm from Kentucky, and I went to University of Kentucky. And I take pride in representing my state and my region in that capacity.
Friends of his say Michael Eaves is an inspiration for others.
Right after we had graduated high school, we were talking about, what we wanted to do and things like that. And he said, my 10-year goal is to be on ESPN. I was like, okay, go ahead. And I don't necessarily know that he made it quite in 10 years, but it wasn't too much longer than that. So to know that he had a dream, set that goal, even though it was a huge goal, and he attained it is pretty inspiring.
Eaves has some advice for the next generation of people looking to go from Western Kentucky to the worldwide leader in sports.
You have to find a passion to be successful in something that you really want to achieve. Right now, you can be successful in a job that you don't really care about because you have to provide for your family and things of that nature. But if you have a passion, the work won't always feel like work, right? It'll feel like another step toward your dream.
Two teams, old rivals, separated by just 4 miles. But now, Southridge and Jasper are state champions. But how much do those old rivalries mean when they play in Indianapolis?
It's a great feeling. Really happy for Southridge. They've had a really nice season. Good 4-year career for those guys. Happy for them. And to have Southern Indiana, to have 2 teams representing our area is really special.
It's hard for me to root for Jasper because they've been our rivals for years. So I'll just leave that one alone.
But for some fans,
go Wildcats!
Tuesday's wins mean more than just a state title.
It's wonderful to see them reach their potential. They worked 12 years for this, and this was their dream.
I think I'm just amazed at how far Southridge athletics has come in the past few years. I went to the state championship football game 2 or 3 years ago, and that was just amazing to me. And I'm really proud of what the program has done. I think they've represented the school exceptionally well.
After the Class 3A title game, the Southridge coach said he's happy for his team, his school, and his county.
Don't adjust your television. You are seeing 74-year-old Boots Day taking one last at-bat before retirement. After more than half a century in baseball, Boots has hung up his cleats.
About that time, so 55 years is enough, and then like I said, gonna hand it off to somebody else.
And so on Sunday, Boots handed in the lineup card one last time.
Booter.
Chris, how you doing?
Good.
Hi, Rob, how are you?
Yeah.
And took his first at-bat in over 40 years. Boots Day's baseball career started here, 850 miles away from Evansville's Bosse Field in his hometown of Ilion, New York, just down the road from the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown.
I started hitting cans with sticks and stones with sticks, and oh yeah, I probably broke a few windows in the neighborhood, but I don't know. But that's when I started realizing I liked doing that.
From there, his career took him to play with baseball legends like Bob Gibson in St. Louis, Mr. Cub Ernie Banks in Chicago, and Le Grand Orange Rusty Staub in Montreal.
These guys are, every one of them were gentlemen. They've been playing 15 years, but you thought they played one because they bring you right into the fold.
There's only one city that really became home for Boots, Evansville.
All the fans are very knowledgeable about the game, and they're into the game, which I like. I like the fans that they don't just sit there and just watch the game. They're vocal, and they tell you what it is, and it's fun playing here. I enjoy playing here.
After over 50 years, Boots has some simple advice for the next generation.
You go out, you do your best every day. You try to get better every day in some capacity, and then all of a sudden later on they all come together, and that's where you make it the higher levels. Everything meshes together, and you finally got it. Once you get it, you don't forget it. You got it.
While Boots didn't quite hit a home run in his final at-bat, and the Otter season ended without a Frontier League crown, he doesn't have any regrets on his half-century in baseball. Ryan Witry.
Too high. Dang it.
Eyewitness News.